say go ahead and pull the switch. I just wanna. What's up, this is those Indie Geeks. My name is Q.
Just raised.
And it's your boy Prodigal.
And what's up, you guys? We talk about everything geeky, in a geeky manner. Guys, Daredevil. It happened. It's finally happening. The first 3 episodes are out.
Yeah.
Share thoughts because I know you guys were like super excited about it, like, so
yeah, we're going straight into it. I mean, like, we're not beating around the bush because I feel like we've waited like for so long. It's been 6 years, right? 6-7 years.
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
I don't know how to do my math.
It's been a minute. I don't remember how long, but it's been a minute.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna be talking about the first like 3 episodes because we just finished the 3rd episode yesterday. At this time of recording. And episode 1, let's start there. The first 15 minutes of absolute cinema. Absolute freaking cinema, dude. This is... when I was watching it in the moment, like, I really did not have any words to describe what was going on. Like, it was like, it started out and it was just... it was setting a great scene, right? Like Karen, Foggy, and Matt like walking to Josie's, and just they're all chilling or not chilling, but like they're like laughing, talking, whatever, right? Like this back together, like this is beautiful to see, right? I miss these guys. Let's go. To 15 or 10, 12 minutes later. Our beloved Foggy Nelson gunned down, dead in the street. Like, that was a roller coaster of emotions, man. Like, I just don't know how, because, like, I'm, like, going back. I'm, like, thinking back right now, and I'm just like, bruh, it's wild. No? Let's talk about that right
crazy,
now.
For sure.
Yeah.
What about Foggy?
To answer Q's question as far as, like, thoughts, like, first of all, finally. I remember being a fan of the Netflix Marvel verse with the Luke Cage and the Jessica Jones. Iron Fist, not so much. Defenders, not so much. But Punisher, Daredevil, and all that. And then hearing, oh, they're canceling these shows. And just kind of leaving us out to dry. Like, they was about to shoot Daredevil season 4. They were primed and ready to go to do that, and then they canceled it. And then to know, all right, well, Marvel's taking the rights back. Then they got the whole contract issue. They can't shoot anything before a specific amount of time because of everything that was going on in the contract with Netflix. And so then they finally get it back, finally redo everything. Wanted to do a different story, wanted to take it a different way, looked at it and was just like, this ain't really it. So then redid everything again, and now we got Daredevil born again. And man, first episode started out strong. Only thing that kind of weirded me out about the whole beginning of the first episode was the little bit of CG that they had for him swinging around, which the swinging around was cool. It just kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, ooh,
it's gonna happen.
I'm here for the story. So that, man,
it's gonna happen.
I didn't know who was gonna get popped, if anybody was gonna get popped in the beginning of the show. Shout out to Foggy. Shout out to the Bash brother. Shout out to the Bash brother, Foggy Nelson. Yeah, I didn't know if it was gonna be him or Karen, or if it was gonna be either one of them, or if it was gonna be a cop.
I thought it was
or
legit.
You said what?
I thought it was gonna be both. Like the way that they were framing it, and how slow she was getting that gun out, I was like, they better not get her too. They better not get her too. Matt was already off the deep end with Foggy.
Facts.
Like, which, by the way, that whole scene with just to mention him being I guess, you know, CGI, like, because they had to animate him swinging and everything like that. It honestly wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Like, it didn't look as cartoony as I thought it would be, because, you know, by now they should be used to the mechanics of, like, you know, a person swinging around from building to building, because, you know, Spider-Man, but, you know, he's a little bit more agile, so it makes sense.
That's a movie budget, not a...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Movie budget and TV budget hit different.
They really do. Because when he landed, I was just like,
oh, all right.
Bullseye,
all right.
And he was just all like, I was all like, that's Spider-Man ass, bro. Look at that.
Bro, that joint was funny.
Particle looks like he's on Minecraft right now. What's going on?
Okay, I thought it was just me. I thought I was tripping. It looked like somebody put a whole film of Vaseline over his lens. He just looked like a mud. I'm like, yo, am I tripping? I wasn't gonna say that before nobody else gonna say that, but I just was like, hold on. Is that me?
Bad joke. Such a bad joke involving him and the place of his heritage. Love you, man. I'm not gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna let it happen. They're in here. They're not going anywhere. But Prodigal was about to say something important for real. He was about to say something important. And here's our... Now I'm just...
But anyway, no. Until he come back. As far as it, like I said, I didn't know. I didn't know if either one of them. I didn't know if either one of them would be attacked or would be hit, or if it was going to be a situation where they both got free. How would I feel with? I ain't gonna hold you. If it was Karen, I probably wouldn't have cared. But the fact that it was Foggy, was like, it's
that's
Foggy.
Crazy.
That's the buddy from Mighty Ducks. Like that's Foggy. That's the Bash brother. You know what I mean? Like, so I felt I felt a little bit of a way. You feel me? So that part was interesting.
And Prodigal, you were gonna say something?
He muted right now.
Are you muted, bro? He disappeared again.
Well,
so, I was gonna say after the swinging thing, like when he would just the whole fight scene made me start believing, okay, Marvel got this. Like, it's not like I didn't think that they didn't have it in the first place. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was just something about seeing that fight scene and them going back into the thick of it and going like, yeah, Marvel's got this, bro. And when they showed him swinging, I was just like, okay, they just added another layer on what we could do.
Right. And I love the way they shot. There's so many different pieces about that fight that I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm loving the way Daredevil Born Again is emphasizing and accentuating and showcasing Daredevil's abilities, like his hearing and the way he's able to pick up on certain things, whether it's somebody's heartbeat, whether it's just his surroundings, different things on the radio, the TV, different conversations, like the way they're honing in on that and emphasizing it and showcasing it. I really, really, really enjoyed that. And that whole fight scene was dope. Like, first of all, Bullseye was tagging the mess out of my man's. Like, him man got up the steps and had knives and projectiles.
When he looked like a pincushion, bro. Like,
facts. I was like, dang, he got my man Daredevil down bad, don't he?
He said every time he's gonna hit him, and then he socked that one lady in the jaw.
Bruh, socked her in the jaw, hit a couple people with pool balls. I was like, fam,
when he hit the one lady,
how hard a billiard ball is.
When he hit the one lady with the pool ball and she just started like spazzing out. I was just like, she didn't deserve that.
Hey, bro, you about to put her in cardiac arrest messing around with that billiard.
When Matt caught her, he was just all like, come on. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
And I kind of love how they just did the whole classic, infamous Daredevil one take fight scene all the way up to the roof.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because I remember Q-Flow had put in the chat when he was talking about he was just like, dang, see, if it was Punisher, you would he would have finished Bullseye. And then she's like, oh shoot, no, Daredevil did throw this man off the roof.
Look, he threw him off the roof, but he knew, because the way Matt is, he'll do something like that, but know that he won't die because of the way that he's doing it.
Right.
Like, he'll push him in a way, like, he probably knows that his skeleton is enhanced.
I to be honest, I hear that, but I feel like even in that moment,
He just didn't care.
I feel like even if he knew, he didn't care.
Yeah. Nah, like, just the way that he pushed him off, though. Like, I was like, I had to pause it for a second. I said,
He
Am
threw
I
him
watching
off
Netflix or Disney Plus?
like he was tossing something in the garbage.
he said, ah.
I was like, well, in a way, Karen was just like, oh shoot, I don't know who just fell. Before she turned around, like, no, that's not Matt. That's Bullseye.
She was looking back surprised, like she was thinking probably it was gonna be Matt, like
right.
So when she turned around though, and then she was just like, just looked up.
And I thought it was dope how they played Sherry, or I think it's his name, Cherry or Sherry, but
Cherry?
that police detective, how he pulled up on the roof with Matt with his mask off, and that's kind of how he got his identity exposed to that one person. I was like, oh, okay, I see what y'all doing here. Y'all cooking a little bit. I see it.
I thought that was pretty cool. I was wondering how they were gonna play that off. They didn't really talk about it. I guess he just kind of accepted it.
Yeah, I mean, because at that particular point in time, what you finna do? Be mad? He just beat the brakes off of somebody who shot up Josie's bar, and just got his best friend unalive.
You could do what Gwen Stacy's dad did and still pointed the gun anyway. He pointed the gun. I mean, but
first of all, Gwen Stacy's dad has always been a mark. So it's just like, when you already a buster, it's like, what else you expect?
True.
Prodigal came back.
You're back. Prodigal.
Let's hope this stays, because that was crazy. Y'all were like super slow, and I apparently looked like I had a layer of Vaseline on my face.
Not your face.
On my camera.
Yeah,
still,
same thing.
Yeah. No, we're still at the part. We're still at the part where he did the fight scene and threw homie off of the building, threw Bullseye off of the. I was like, and then okay, what made
wait, hold on, real quick. Can I say that? Sorry, I don't want to. But that moment when Karen is like looking after Foggy and Matt and Wilson are not Wilson is his real name, but Poindexter are up on the roof. They're like when Bullseye falls and because I saw a lot of conversation on the internet, like on Twitter especially. Everyone's like, oh, like was Karen scared that it was someone like landed behind her and it thought it was Matt, on the who fell instead of, because like she's already losing one friend, and that's what I thought too. But there were so many people out there who were saying that that's not what her reaction was. But I'm just like, I really feel like when she heard the body splat on the yeah, exactly. But a lot of people were like, no, that's not it. I'm just like, bro, can you read like basic body language? It's like she's trying to like revive her friend, and then one other friend like potentially might have fallen off the roof and gotten splat like. And like so, but I just I don't know that whole scene. I know, like just Ray, you talked about the CGI with the swinging and all that, and I agree that was a little off to me, but at the same time, it didn't take me out of the scene at all. Like, it wasn't like, oh,
no, it didn't.
Yeah, like Disney, like
it was just like,
It looked a little weird. I'll say that, but it didn't seem like. We'll see. I mean, if the future episodes like they have more CGI in it, then we can make a judgment based off like that. But in that beginning scene, it didn't take me out of it.
Fact.
But that whole fight scene, I don't know. It was just the whole time. I just had that meme in my head. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. This is beautiful. So anyway, keep going.
No,
Sorry,
it
Q.
was though. No, it was, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on that because I was just like, bro, this is such a great. And this is just the first 15 minutes we're talking about here, guys. Like, if you haven't watched,
we 15 minutes in, still talking about the first 15.
Exactly.
Right.
That's how you set the scene, right? Because like right after that first episode, like I went back and watched like a season 1 episode.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it feels like tonally, it feels different because of like just the camera, like the types of shots they use. It's like, I guess like the Netflix one is more quote unquote creative with it, right? Like the cinematography is a bit more creative, I would say. But just with the whole dark aspect, the grittiness of the story and how this season was like, it was just set up that way. It's just like, yeah, this is Daredevil. You don't need crazy like artistic like shots or like super dark like filter on it or whatever. The color grading doesn't have to be.
I kind of beg to differ because that's the way that the comics laid out. That's kind of Daredevil's thing, like, is to have like a crazy cool aesthetic. And I don't think they buttoned it down yet, but I think that's because of the reshoots that they had to do to make that pilot correlate with what they already had going on. And I think New Rockstars was talking about that, like the 2 episodes after the pilot genuinely had to tie, like the pilot had to tie into that, and that's what they did the reshoots for, to just kind of work around everything. And I'm cool with that. So I'm cool with the first episode looking kind of as opposed to some of the stuff that we got, say towards the end of the second episode, with like Matt like looking up, and you could tell that he's probably using his radar sense and can hear Kingpin's heartbeat. Like,
that was the end of the first episode.
Was that the end of the first episode? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That was just like staring up, and he's staring down.
Where he fighting the cops. Yeah. The end of the first episode is him looking at Kingpin.
Yeah.
But the end of the second episode is him fighting the cops.
But when we're also talking, sorry, real quick, last point. On the 15 minutes, on the first 15 minutes. The thing is, like, I love it because I was saying like you don't need those creative shots. It'll be great if you get, but when Matt finally hones in on what Foggy's talking about, on the phone, and like he's using his hearing and all that. Like the aspect ratio changes and like that
I love that.
That was beautiful. I was like, oh, here we go.
And you see,
something's
like,
about to go down.
You saw like the little water droplet, on the camera.
Yeah.
And it was focused on his ear.
So that was
just
cool.
Like, that was great.
Yeah, that was really good.
And that's what I was saying. You was kicked out at that time, but that's what I was saying as far as like the way they're showcasing and emphasizing his abilities is like really dope to me in this show compared to the original Netflix series.
Yeah.
Because like the original Netflix series, they showcased his abilities in a more subtle way.
Yeah.
And this one, it's just like we're giving it to you subtly, but we're also showing you when he starts to lock in, and we're locking in that moment. Yeah. And it's super dope. I think it's just because
they have the ability
showcased
to
in that way.
Yeah.
I think it's just because they have the ability to now, because like with Disney, we have the budget to make even like stuff that's supposed to be basic like look incredible, just because you don't really have to do that much. You just have to have a creative mind and the budget to do so, right? So it's like it's like, okay, now we can actually make this, we can actually depict his senses in a way that looks a little fantastical, but at the same time it's still grounded the way that they need it to be. so that it doesn't like fly off of the reins as far as like Netflix sensibility is concerned. You know what I mean? Because there still is a hint of that. And for people who don't know, like I never watched season 2. Like I probably watched maybe like an episode of season 2, and I know what happens in season 3. Because he got revived like right after the Defenders, right? And for me, I wasn't a big fan of the Netflix stuff just because of how realistic and gritty they took it. But I feel like there's like a balance. I feel like there's like this. I feel like there's like this balance with the realism of it all and like the fantastical nature of it all, because Matt wasn't swinging like that in the Netflix.
No, he was not. Yeah,
he was not swinging like that.
Not at all.
And then, not at all. And now you got so we got like super athletic Matt. He still got hands. He still gets exhausted. That scene where they were doing the fight, you could tell he was just clocked.
Yeah,
because he was looking like a pincushion, and man, and just like you could tell he was gassed, but. At the same time, so it wasn't over fantastical, like, oh, he's still trucking, even though, he's not a super soldier.
Right.
He's just a dude.
Facts.
so I think
dude with some dope abilities.
Some dope abilities and some ninja skills. Hands. You're gonna catch these hands. Facts. But it was just dope. I think the way that they depicted that, but like moving on from it and talking about like more of because we've only been talking about the first 15 minutes, which is crazy. We miss you, Foggy. We miss you, Foggy.
Rest in peace, Foggy Nelson.
But
R.I.P. to Foggy.
But as far as like Netflix realism goes, I feel like that. Okay, we're gonna skip stuff in the second just to kind of jump to this because I really, really want to talk about the fight. I know we're only talking about fight scenes, guys, but the fight scene on the second episode, at the end of the second episode with the cops.
It's like
so before we get to that fight scene. Hold on. Before we get to that fight scene, so I love the way they built the story. I love the way they had Kingpin come back in, kind of disrupt everything that his shorty had going on, and even know about the side jaunt his shorty had and all that. It was just like, man, I ain't gonna unalive him.
Rest in peace to Adam.
I know about him, but I mean, we
preemptively,
right.
Goodness.
He ain't alive yet.
Adam is done. We haven't seen him once on screen, but he done. Rest in peace. I've known he was a great man.
He's probably going to be done.
He was a great man.
But
he let me borrow his Lambo one day, but Kingpin said nah.
I like the way they're kind of like paralleling Kingpin and Daredevil's like return in a sense. Like you got Matt kind of like becoming a new man and become kind of standing 10 toes on his own, not putting on the mantle anymore, and I'm just strictly a lawyer. This all we gonna do.
But he really hugging that little horn.
And his gifts and stuff like that for that, huh?
Pause. He really hugging that little.
Well.
Pause.
Shout out to friends that'll set you up with other friends. But anyway,
the horn that fell off of his.
But it was
guys.
dope to see.
I promise we're
dope.
Christians.
I'm really enjoying
that. Better not be a clip.
I really enjoyed the courtroom scenes.
Yeah.
Have y'all enjoyed the courtroom scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I low-key kind of like the juxtaposition of it.
Yeah, the last time that we really had that was the trial of Frank Castle, right? Like that was like the last time where you were kind of like riveted with the prospect of like Matt as like a lawyer, right? Like really, like showing how good of a lawyer he is. But like the last time we really saw that, right, was that trial. But this already off like the third. Well, we're already in the third. I'm talking about the third episode, but other scenes too, where it's just like showing like Matt's like ability as a lawyer is great. Are you talking about that scene, or are you talking about the courtroom scene where they
I was talking about
delivered
the first
justice?
episode.
Okay, maybe not. Okay,
I was talking about the first episode.
That's on me.
just seeing him in the courtroom in general was actually pretty dope.
That's true.
And just like I said, the juxtaposition and the paralleling of him and Kingpin's story and just how everything is going about. I love the BB report. It's random as crap, but I really like that pushing the story forward.
It reminds me of like those little scenes in the first few Spider-Man movies where they would like go to like the people on the street.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they would
Yes.
And I was just like, that's what you need, because New York is such a weird, different place. No, just respectfully, New York.
Yeah,
you're
it's a melting pot of many different cultures.
Right.
Yeah, you're very unique. So it's like you have to show the people in New York for some of this. It doesn't make sense to not show them when you're in the middle of everything, you know.
Yeah, and
facts, and especially when you got one person running for mayor and another person as like a public defending lawyer. So it's like you gotta show the public.
What do people think? Yeah, because you don't get that kind of stuff in Avengers movies. Yeah, because we're more concentrated on the big bad and what's happening there. Facts. And even though all this stuff is happening,
we're not focused on how this affects the everyday man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what
I thought that part was dope.
I thought BB like being Ben Urich's niece, right? That's
that part.
Yo, what? That was my thing. Right. But yeah, no, I agree though. Like the whole parallel between Kingpin, like Fisk and Murdock. I'm just gonna go last names on this, but Fisk and Murdock, like basically denying their true selves, right? Like they truly know that they're meant to be Kingpin and Daredevil, but how much longer can they keep the devil locked inside? And that's like the temperature's starting to rise a lot more, and it's gonna hit boiling point, and when it pops off, it's like New York's gonna be in shambles, basically.
Facts. And it's interesting to see both of them kind of be pulled back into their own lives in different ways. Yeah. Like we see Daredevil kind of being pulled back into his old life with episode 2 and how that kind of went along with where he was checking in on Hector Ayala getting beat up. A shout out to Hector. Rest in peace, Hector. Rest in peace to the actor that actually plays Hector, because he died in real life. Didn't know that. Rest in peace to him and his family. Well, his family ain't died, but
keep it going, my guy.
Well, we understand. Keep it rolling.
He's a blessing. But
let it rock, bro. I was gonna let it rock.
I know. Me too. I was like, I know what you meant.
It didn't hit till after I said it. I was like, hold on, wait, they're not dead. Anyway, but just seeing him use his abilities there, him sticking up for pretty much the low man on the totem pole at that point, and just using his skills throughout episode 2 and episode 3 in the courtroom. And even them both even Daredevil and Kingpin both kind of checking each other and being like, yo, the moment you put your costume back on,
I got you.
I'm gonna end you.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, the moment you act up, I'm on your head.
Yeah.
It was dope. And then to see Kingpin like kind of being pulled back into his old ways with the police chief. And we went to the spot in Philly. You recognize anything from the spot in Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know we knew about the kid. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna retire, right? And we're not gonna approve none of your requests, right? Okay.
He upset so many Philadelphians by mocking that sandwich, bro.
Bruh.
He said,
I like. He said Chinos, and I'm just like, oh no,
stress. I'm all like,
this ain't it. That ain't it.
I heard all the way from Las Vegas. I heard guns being cocked across the nation.
Admittedly, Geno's is the most like popular like cheesesteak spot out of there. So you gotta admit that. But at the same time, like
maybe he's on something different right now, bro. Because all we see him.
Well,
eat
I rewatched that episode. And he said that it was Buddy, his security dude's favorite spot, not his favorite spot. He was like, "What's your favorite spot that was out there?"
Geno's.
He was like, "Yeah, Geno's." He was like, "Yeah. Great sandwiches."
So
he didn't say it was his favorite spot.
While we're talking about,
but still, the fact that they only mentioned Geno's is crazy.
That's sad.
Yeah.
But while we're talking about Fisk and his mayoral team, shout out to Daniel, the staffer,
Shout
the young
out
staffer.
to Lil Tony.
Yeah. Bro is
I keep seeing
trying.
Yo, for as long as I
Sopranos,
know his name was Daniel in the show, I just been
I
calling
keep
him Lil
saying
Tony because I know
Sopranos.
this James Gandolfini's son.
Yeah, no.
I keep seeing
that's the Lil Tony
Sopranos.
Boy is such a suck up,
That's
but
all I keep seeing too.
yeah. But
Hey, look at Lil Tony.
Making phone calls.
Right. With a little suit on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
What
but
did you say, Veronica?
no. I was just saying, like, shout out to him. You know, he's a kiss ass, but
Oh, all right.
He definitely
Oh,
is,
for sure.
bro.
he's a
He
kiss ass
definitely
for
is.
sure.
That was the only role that he is slated to
You
play.
trying to get in where you fit?
Yeah. I mean, he trying to come up there, but yeah. But
They're making a couple of things obvious though to me. If you noticed, like his assistant, I forget what his assistant's name is. The dude with the chin.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Let's call him
What is
Chin,
his name?
call him Chin Dude.
Chin guy?
Cincinnati?
Chin
Oh.
Dude. Chin Dude. All right.
Chin dude.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't remember his name, but like him and at the book signing, it was a back-to-back thing, bro. The book signing with him
It was.
and homie that I know is about to be
Muse.
our muse.
Facts.
You gotta see it.
Yeah.
You like
Facts.
I was like, that's just back-to-back awfulness
Yeah.
right in a row.
Yeah.
Like, how did she get that?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And it's funny because when he first handed her the book, I was like, "Is that Matt showing up at the book signing?"
Right.
And then they zoomed to him, and I was like, "Oh no, that ain't Matt. That's old buddy."
Yeah. That's
I was almost relieved.
that's
Right.
That's Wesley, like Wesley's light version, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss Wesley. R.I.P. Wesley. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of R.I.P.s with the show. My goodness.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
Facts.
There's so many people gone. But yeah. So
Ain't no
episode.
Infinity Stones here. Ain't no Infinity Stones here.
Yeah. No resurrections this time. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, so episode 1 was, I mean, that was such a great start. Episode 2, I mean, the point that everyone talks about is that final fight with the cops when he's trying to protect Nikki Torres, and it's just like he's been holding back that anger for so long, and like, you know, him to finally like release it, and just when he said like don't do this, and then like the gun is like pointed at his head, I'm just like, oh, they messed up. They done effed around and found out. You know what I'm saying? They're about to find out. And man, that paid off in a big way. And then
It
that
was a very
scream.
visceral.
It's a very visceral scream at the end. He was just like, yeah. So good. So like you felt
Did
it.
anybody else think both of them was? Did anybody else think both of them was unalived? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
yeah,
for sure was
for
like,
sure.
oh, they not. They
I thought like when,
He
'cause, like,
dropped homie on his
outta
neck.
here.
I thought when dude like landed on his neck, I'm like,
I
he's
was like,
done.
he
He
done.
done.
He's
That's why
He's
episode
absolutely-
3, like
He
that
done.
dude was like alive. What's his name? Officer Powell, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, I think that was fantastic. I was
just like the devil done sent both of them to Jesus.
devil said, I don't want to deal with
After-
them. You deal with Jesus first.
When he
Get
broke-
outta here.
when he broke his arm like a 1970s kung fu movie, I was like, ew.
yeah,
Woo,
We just saw the
woo. I was like, sheesh.
no,
Sheesh.
Matt. But at the same time, I was like, yes, man.
yeah, yeah.
Let's go. Get him.
And you know what's funny? They had a couple good fight scenes in episode 2, because even the White Tiger's introduction was it was an interesting fight scene, because you could see him kind of like grappling with himself. Should I go all out on these jokers, or should I just like try to restrain them? And then Buddy tripped off the platform mid fight. It was like, ooh. Then you want to pull out your badge? It's like, come on, fam.
Yeah.
Y'all should have been said y'all was cops. Like,
Yeah.
what y'all?
So
want?
here's the thing. Are we gonna talk about episode 3 too? Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So all right, Hector deserved better. Now I know that in the comics, like, he dies in an almost similar way. Well, not a similar way. They kind of completely flipped it on its head from the comics. because in the comics he in the jury they spoiler alert they pronounced him guilty and guilty of all accounts, and he wigged out on everybody and was all like, nah, this ain't happening this way. And so he just started knocking out guards and knocking Matt back a little bit, and he said, it was you said this would be different, and he ran out of the courthouse and got shot. But it like wow. I like the way that they did it this way, because it gave so much more tension, and it allowed us to kind of like connect with his character a lot better through that. Like, I genuinely was all like, man, Hector's gonna make it. It's gonna be all right.
It gives you that false hope, and then they take it away from you.
Man, listen.
They take it away from you. I was just like, bro was like running to the...
First of all, the whole episode 3 was done masterfully.
Yeah.
The way they started out with him in the courtroom right after everything happened with the cops, and not in the courtroom, in the jail cell, and then everything happening with the cops and all that, and him talking to Hector, and just like their dynamic, and him just like the whole time, every interaction Matt has had with Hector has been like almost like a mirror, like Matt talking to the man in the mirror, like, you could do a better life, you could do something different instead of risking your life out here, blah blah. It's like he trying to convince himself while trying to convince Hector that he don't need to be White Tiger no more. And Hector's just like, I hear you, but
this is me.
Like this is me, dog. Like, I hear you, but
I don't want to be. This is me.
Like, I ain't running from this. This is who I am. Like, ain't no inner struggle for me.
Greatest Showman.
We'll do a review of Greatest Showman too, guys. And Q will be doing all the songs for you guys live.
Look, just read.
I've heard him sing "Never Enough," and he hits the really high notes. It's crazy.
Never enough. Never enough. No, man, like, that's a great movie. Anyway, no, genuinely, what were we talking about? We were talking about Hector, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the whole episode 3 and how it went down.
Bruh. Nah, it was crazy how they brought it together. Even that down to that dap, bro, when they went back into the courtroom after they had got the witness, and they had that just genuine dap. I don't know if that was improvised or not, but that was the cleanest, loudest dap I have ever heard on a television series. Him and Matt just like, I was like, yes, we gonna make it. And then homie lied on the stand.
Bruh, it was so much hoeing going on in episode 3. It hurt my heart. Yeah. It was like, y'all finally, first of all, the cops was trying to hoe him to not let Nikki testify. Then that didn't work. Thank God. And so he gets there. Then Nikki hold him because he's scared. It's like, bro, they already know who you are.
They already have you. They're gonna kill you probably anyway.
They already know who you are. Yeah. Whether you say something positive or negative, at this point, they on your head. So it's just like, they finna take you out either way. And so it's just like, bro, you might as well come clean.
Yeah.
So at least you have some type of protection. Yeah. Then Matt hold Hector with the whole
White Tiger reveal. Yeah, that was like reveal. I was just like, oh yeah, and even like the judge was like, bro, you hold me. The judge was like, hey, no way.
Right.
We talked about this, and you were like,
you said
we can't let them bias a jury. Yeah, right. And then he was just like,
just for you.
He was like,
just for you.
Holding the mask out. He's just like,
later.
Holding the mask out. He's just like,
so you are the White Tiger.
I'm like,
bruh. Just said,
that was so dumb.
Had a meeting about that.
The judge was like, so that was just a lie. You know, that was all lies.
He was rightfully pissed, bro. Like that was just. You might as well throw out the whole case, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Bro? This would not work in a normal.
Everybody was pissed.
This would not work in a normal court setting, like,
and then,
at all.
And then one thing I didn't appreciate, but I understood, is because of who he is as a character. Kingpin hoeing at the end of the episode. I was like, fam, what you talking about? You gonna go to the reporter talking about, oh yeah, there's been several miscarriages of justice, and she was just like, well, White Tiger got found not guilty. well, they've been wrong before. Trust me, I know. So you just, what is this, first 48? Did they bring you a meal? You just gonna be snitching on the whole operation?
Yeah.
Nobody even say nothing about you or come for you.
Bruh.
No, but
the way Hector goes out, the way White Tiger goes out was the dumbest. You think, okay, because I have questions with this, because we are a comic book show. We are talking about a comic book character. And for those who don't know, White Tiger does have not extensive superpowers, but the amulet that he wears gives him kind of like a partial set of superpowers. He has like enhanced strength, supposed to have enhanced durability and speed and agility and stuff like that. But it was not represented in the show to me. I don't know if anybody else saw it.
Not that night. Not that night.
I was like, where's the dodging? Where's the bullet? You would think that this amulet would at least give this man bullet.
Not only just that, so not only did Hector get holed that way, but he also holed himself. Because my fam, if Hector was black, ain't no way he about to step out in the street right after
not right
case.
away. Not right away.
That's what I'm saying. He would at least took a week off. Like, you know what? I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my family for a little bit.
Yeah, take some heat off.
I already know these cops are tripping.
Yeah.
I already know they're on some BS.
Yeah.
Even regular cops are just gunning for you at this point.
Yeah. But
right.
Even regular cops will be because like they saw, like they read all the police reports of like White Tiger helping. Most likely the corrupt cops will be after him, you know. But
speaking of police reports, did y'all catch that Easter egg?
What?
Morales?
Oh, well, they didn't even say Officer. No, they did say Officer Morales. Sorry, but isn't his name Jefferson Davis?
Mm-hmm.
He changed it in the comics, though.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For reasons.
That was a nod to Miles. It was definitely a nod to Miles.
I feel like they're making
There's no other reason for you to have an Officer Morales. There's no other reason for you to be in New York and have Officer Morales.
They're making subtle references because they got the whole. Remember, Kingpin was talking about like there's a guy in a spider suit running around. And, you know,
right.
they can't they can't say it outright because it's because Sony still has that grip.
Pause.
Spider-Man.
Right.
Oh.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
I was gonna let you land, bro. I wasn't even gonna do it to you.
let me carry
expeditiously. He said, "Pause."
I shouldn't have made the hand motion either.
I didn't even see that. It just said Sony got the grip.
I said such a grip.
And then he had a pause. So I was like, pause. And then he finished on Spider-Man. I was like, oh.
My bad, guys. My bad.
Anyway. But yeah, okay, well, yeah, because that's what I kept on seeing was just like, you know, like, since it was like Officer Davis, like, you know, it wasn't necessarily tied to, because his name was not Morales at that point. But if his name changed, then makes sense.
Nah, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if it was just a random dude named Morales. It's like
it very well could be. I don't know. You know, it's a very common Hispanic name. It's a very common Hispanic name. I don't know. I thought the ending was just, even though it was dumb, it was like just took you, like, you know, they just give you that false hope and then boom,
they keep
take
doing
it away.
the roller coaster thing.
They
bro.
take it away, and you know, obviously that ending shot of fake Punisher. Wannabe broke Timu Punisher just walking away, and
he's
the
Timu Punisher. Yeah,
great value Punisher. He's the sentencer.
Yeah. Yo, can we?
A good one.
Can we?
It wasn't even a good one.
He's the Punisher. He's the discipliner.
The discipliner. It's catchphrases you're on groundation. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Nah, that's
But man, when I tell you, I was not expecting Buddy to. I just knew.
not from the side.
What?
Yeah, that's the sad part. For
I
me.
just knew first of all, the way they were setting up that whole scene, I was just like, this is a little weird to set up this type of scene. But I'm like, maybe they're just trying to give it. Maybe they're just trying to pay homage to him just being free. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. Then when it ended the way it ended with him getting unalive like that, I was just fam, he just got free. He just got free. He just got free. And that was the first thing that I said to my wife. If he was black, he wouldn't be outside right now. He just beat the end government on the case.
The end credits.
Where he was finna be sent away for a long time. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm going to be in the house for like a week.
The end credits, those end credits, bro.
That was so sad, bro. It was just silence, and then the frogs.
I was like,
I about cried.
I was legit just, I was stuck. I was like,
no. I told y'all in the chat.
Was like, close your mouth. I was
just looking at
my boy like that.
I was just looking at my screen like that,
like this can't be over.
Ain't no way.
I thought for sure that there was gonna be like an end scene, like they were gonna come back and like maybe he moved a little or something. No, it was done. Disney Plus said, "Here's something else that you could watch."
And the funniest part about that is that wasn't even a reshoot of them trying to fix the story. That was always planned to go down that way.
And
it's just like, fam.
They're evil for that.
Fam, y'all could at least gave my man 3-4 episodes instead of 2.
Here's now what I'm wondering. I'm wondering how Matt's gonna react to this. Obviously, he's got to react in the way of putting back on the suit. Do you think Punisher's next episode?
If not next episode, then he's definitely going to be like 5 or at the tail end of 4.
I feel like he's going to convince him to like, hey, if you want me back out there, you got to put the suit back on, bro. Like,
yeah,
type. I feel like this. I feel like what just transpired is enough for him to put the suit back on because he did everything by the book. He did everything the new way. He's been trying to do stuff. He fought for him as a lawyer, beat the case, and Cat still unalive my boy. And it's just like, hold on. Somebody gonna have to catch these hands. Yeah. What y'all on?
I would already personally be pissed because my key witness hoed me out.
Yeah.
And I had to do this completely different way.
No.
I had to do this a completely different way. And I risked my life to save yours, basically. So, like, I heard these 2 cops and went back into a room that I didn't want to go in. I'm already mad because you lied, and I did that for you.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, you lied on stand. I had to figure out a different way to do it, and they offed my man, like, the night of.
And the guilt that Matt has now
I wouldn't be...
Because, like, you know, he was essentially the one who revealed who White Tiger was.
Yeah, exactly.
So his death is going to be on his conscience.
And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Nikki end up being unalive next.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we never heard from him again. Just assume.
To be honest, sure. I don't care if we heard from him again. I'm mad at him.
I mean, for sure. After he hold us in the courtroom, I don't.
At that point, Matt's probably not going to protect him anymore. Like,
yeah. Well, he might. I mean, because here's the thing: like, Nikki is like
it's up for you.
He's like a drug user, and like he's just scared. Running scared. I mean, especially when you're thrown into a situation like that, I understand. But at the end of the day, like I feel like Matt will. I mean, he won't do anything crazy, but he might not. Yeah, you're right. He might not protect him for sure.
Why are they putting this man through his paces like this? He's starting to feel like, because maybe it's because I'm not used to watching the series because I didn't watch the other 2 seasons like that. But this dude just has the worst luck.
Yeah,
he's starting to hit me like Spider-Man, bro. Like, you never want to be Spider-Man or Daredevil. Like, I don't want to be those superheroes.
Well, I mean, low key, that's kind of how they played him in the comics too, though. Like, it was a lot of people that Matt lost in the comics.
Yeah,
it was like, God,
he lost
Electra and died like 2 or 3
Karen,
times.
Right? He lost Karen in the comics.
Yeah, but Karen was different in the comics. So she was on drugs and all type of stuff.
Yeah,
it was a lot of stuff.
I did hear about
We don't know what she's doing out there in San Francisco.
That's true.
She might be strung out, bro.
I'm gonna save my comments.
She might. Hey, she might be strung out. We don't even know it.
Yeah, she might be going through her own hell of like dealing with the loss of Foggy and I guess Matt as a friend as well, or not a friend, but as you know, a potential life partner. I think, dude, like these 3 episodes were just like it feels like we back. You know, like overall, it just feels like we're back. And like continuing the story of Matt Murdock has been very. Sorry, keep going.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, continuing the story of Matt Murdock, I think it's like it's something that I feel like the MCU just needed. You know, like having that story and having that greediness, having the darkness, and just having also like I can't believe. Like, I miss Charlie Cox's acting. Like, he is a fantastic actor. And, like, I don't know. Just the way that he's doing those subtle expressions. Like, just, like, when they show when they read the verdict for Bullseye. And just the way that Matt reacts to it, right? Like, you don't know if he's happy or mad that he didn't get a extra, like, tougher punishment.
I was confused about that, too.
Yeah, I thought it was more like, yes, like, but it's also like that frustration plus the sweet victory that, oh, yes, like, finally we got some justice kind of thing, right?
Right.
Because I don't know if New York has a death penalty. I don't think it does.
I think only in extreme cases, maybe.
So maybe he was hoping for that.
Maybe he was, but at the end of the day, also like as a Catholic though. Here's the thing though, as a Catholic, like we don't believe in capital punishment, so he might stick true to that as well. So,
but he believes in corporal punishment.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely, to the extreme.
These hands.
For sure, absolutely, 100%.
He said, "Nah."
He said,
"I'm gonna take care of this myself."
Yeah. But also the moment, he was ready to kill, right? I mean, he didn't care that.
Yeah.
Moment. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, I would like to believe.
I'm just saying, like that's the beauty of his acting, right? So I just missed all these guys, and it's so, and I can't wait for John Bernthal to be back on the screen. Punisher. Just can't wait. This is cinema. This is absolute cinema. What else do we want?
John Bernthal is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
That's been my dog ever since he was Shane in The Walking Dead. That's when I first paid attention to who he was. I know he's been acting long before that.
I'm very excited for the Punisher special presentation that we're apparently
doing. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just like,
for sure.
Do your thing, Marvel. I
just need them to do one thing for me specifically as a fan and put that brother in a War Machine suit with the skull painted on it.
You know it's gonna happen.
I don't know how you do it. I don't care how you do it. I feel like
it's happening in Secret. I feel like it's happening in Secret Wars if it happens.
I'm imagining like Don Cheadle like
Wars if that ever comes out.
Don Cheadle like flying in and like gives him another War Machine suit and it's like, boom, you looking for this? It's just like
boom.
Hey,
looking for this?
I'll be hyped. But yeah, I that's one thing Marvel that's one thing I've been saying and I've been calling since Marvel has revamped and rebranded and brought back Marvel Television Division, like the actual
Television Division
TV side with the TV people from Marvel Television, because it's like it's like they were trying to do TV with these movie people and just pretty much make a 6-hour film and break it up into 6-hour-long episodes. It's just like that's not how you do TV.
Yeah.
So ever since they revamped it, the TV shows have gotten better. Like Echo was decent, Agatha All Along was good. And now we had Daredevil.
Agatha, and
we can
our
see
Christian
the fruit of it actually being done well.
Our Christian brother and sister, and will probably hate me for saying this, but Agatha All Along was actually pretty good. And
it was good.
And I'm not calling good evil. and evil good. I'm just saying the show itself was actually done pretty well because with all the things that could have went wrong with that, introducing a new young Avenger, giving us more backstory on Agatha and why she's the way that she is, and just kind of like her motivations, and still kind of keeping her in the eel category was done pretty well. Like
in the what category?
The heel category.
Heel.
Like that.
I'm like, I heard eel. I'm like, what?
Oh,
I probably said eel.
I thought he said evil.
I heard eel. I'm like, what?
No. Like the heel category. Like she's still very much so a bad guy, but she's not a bad guy at the expense of like, oh, if this is gonna take me and everybody out, I'm gonna help out the good guys for now. Type bad guy.
And that's what I like that they took that direction, and because that's kind of how her character is in the comics as well. So I like that they took that direction in that, and it was the same thing with like the Penguin. Like I love the way they did that. Like they showed you that Penguin does have a lot of ops, and his superpower is pretty much trying to weasel his way out of situations, but also he also a terrible person, and they never shied away from that. Like he's still a villain. He's not. Don't be sympathetic.
He is an awful person.
The first couple episodes of the Penguin, you're just like, dang, I feel bad for him, you know. But actually, I haven't finished the Penguin. That's a secret.
The more they start peeling back that layer,
I need to finish the show.
Like, oh no, he crazy for real.
Yeah,
that was another show. That was another show this year where I was just like, golly, they stuck their foot in this. Like, DC. I was like, all right, DC, cook, do this.
And that's the one thing. The one thing I appreciate about, like, I'm not opposed to people telling villain stories. Cool, but stop trying to make us empathize with the villain as if they're good people. Now, some people can be misunderstood. Some people's stories, you could be an anti-hero type situation.
Not the Joker.
Not the Joker, not Oswald Cobblepot. Not all these other different people, not Agatha Harkness. They're not good people. So it's just like, stop trying to make us empathize with these people, because they're at the end of the day, they're not good people. They take this route for a reason. Everybody has a reason for the things that they do, but at the end of the day, it was some corruptness in their heart.
The reason just accentuates like what was actually really going on within them, you know.
Spoiler alert for Creature Commandos. Like, if you guys haven't seen it, like, Clayface is in Creature Commandos, and the way that they depicted him, there's two different Clayfaces, I believe, in the comic. Probably a couple more than that, but two that I know of. One's just homicidal maniac, and that's the one that Batman knows that he needs to take down all the time. And the second one is the one where he empathizes with him because he knows he doesn't want to be that way. It's just, causing a freak accident. And I feel like if you can do a good enough job at writing to where we can differentiate, like, oh, okay, I should, if we can make our own minds up about this and go, like, yeah, no, they have some kind of redeemable quality. That's cool. But when you write it in the way that you did, like a Penguin, Oswald doesn't have any redeemable quality, And
it's so funny the way they show it and the way they expose it, because it's just like, just when you think he's about to have a redeemable quality, that joint gets snatched right from you. It's just like, oh no, he's still terrible. He's still a terrible person. He's still a terrible person.
So to kind of bring it back to, Daredevil. I know we kind of veered a little bit, but bringing it back to Daredevil, I mean, just to kind of wrap everything up, I think it's like, it's off to a great start. The story of Matt Murdock, again, like I said before, needs to continue, and I'm glad it is continuing. And we're hopefully, I think Punisher will be coming in the next episode, or maybe episode 5. I'm not sure if there's any reports about it, but like when he's going to show up. But Yeah, maybe by the end of episode 4, right? Just to show that he's there. But I'm excited, man. It's just, how many episodes are there in the season? 9, right?
9, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then season 2 they're already filming, or they're filmed.
I think they're like halfway through.
I don't think they filmed it yet, but I think they're either filming now or about to start very, very soon.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're halfway through.
I'm like, they're definitely confident about the show, and I think we are too. I mean, I am for sure. I'm just like, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, for sure.
I dig it, and I'm not like this guy. Like, I'm not over in this realm of superhero stuff. I like very much so the fantastical stuff. And that's where the road splits for most of the things that I enjoy with this particular genre. But they need stuff like this. Like, if you're gonna ground it, make it. If you're gonna ground it, make it like this. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. I mean,
and,
you
not
have
like Secret Invasion, but that's a project that will no longer exist in our minds.
Will never.
That's a project that will no longer exist in our minds.
That's an alternate timeline that didn't count at all. Rhodey's been okay this whole time.
Facts.
And he's the real Rhodey.
He's never been a Skrull.
Forever.
They pruned that timeline.
He's never been a Skrull.
They pruned that timeline in Loki season 2. So
Emilia Clarke was never in the MCU.
This never happened.
She never had that funky little buff arm. That funky little arm.
Maria Hill didn't die.
She's still alive and kicking, as far as I'm concerned.
100%.
Coulson's coming back.
Talking about
never happened.
Talking about Coulson.
This never happened.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a topic for a different day. We can talk about like MCU updates and theories, because we definitely need to talk about the Doomsday pictures, all that stuff that came out. I don't think we had a chance to talk about that.
No, we haven't talked about it yet, but I don't know.
Oh, we'll see.
I don't know how I don't know how. It's not, I don't have an issue talking about it. It's just more so I don't know how I feel about the whole, like, when it comes to, first of all, the scoops are going to be going crazy.
Insane.
To be dropping dimes on Secret Wars and Doomsday. So it's just like, it's a lot of stuff that happens in like concept art and all this different stuff that doesn't actually get filmed. It's just concept ideas and art. So it's just like,
it's the excitement, okay. Like the hype is going to be to a whole other level.
Like,
yeah.
Right. And so it's just like, you kind of setting yourself up for failure because you don't know what they're going to actually put in and not put in.
Yeah.
So it's just like kind of certain news, I just kind of be like, whatever. But
right.
Yeah.
We'll see when the movie actually comes out, what they're going to actually be talking about.
For sure.
Alrighty, guys.
Q, you want to take, just Ray, you want to take us out?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying something else. So, I'm sorry. Alrighty, guys. Okay, I guess.
Alrighty, guys.
Alrighty, guys.
Let us know in the comments below how y'all felt about these first 3 episodes of Daredevil, because we definitely thoroughly enjoyed them. So if you enjoyed them like us, or if you didn't, definitely let's start a dialogue in the comment section and let's have some fun. Let's talk about these 3 episodes. Everything's fair game within the 3 episodes. I know this will probably come out after, or either after or right before the 4th episode premieres. But try to save any 4th episode talk until we talk about the 4th episode. But yeah, we've thoroughly enjoyed Daredevil, and we have been those indie geeks. Don't forget to stay tapped in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified anytime we drop a new video on the channel, which is starting to look like every Monday. So we got a new drop schedule. Every Monday it looks like we're going to be dropping a full episode of the podcast on YouTube. And so stay tapped in, stay locked in, stay tuned in. We have been those indie geeks. We out.